Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to your Raw review, starring me, as Geek. And before I start the review, please feel free to subscribe up above, like this video, and also share your thoughts in that comment section down below. Share your thoughts. I would really appreciate knowing your verdict on this week's Raw 3-hour edition. Now, before I get down to the review, I have to give a shout out to the Anything Goes show, WWE. You know, these guys are awesome. There's two of them, so, you know, the more the merrier, if they say. They do reviews, some really good reviews. They have a good in-depth of analysis of wrestling, really good. They did this this video quite recently, and it's an alteration of the Off the Rope show, there Hogan and Ric Flair, who is better. And they did WrestleMania 19 versus WrestleMania 17. Now, in my opinion, WrestleMania 17 is the better WrestleMania. It is overall my favourite WrestleMania. But I have to say, WrestleMania 19 did give us a very good match. One of my favourites, Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho. So, let's get down to the Raw review. And also should put a link in the comment section down below for you guys to check them out. So, before the show, we actually see, we actually hear news that Jerry the King Lawler got attacked by CM Punk. So he would be joining commentary tonight, so that was good, in my opinion. But then we get to our official opener, and we have Sheamus who comes down. You know, it's a bit interesting, you know, we're live in Chicago, and Sheamus, you know, being an Irish, you know, he opens the show, but we then very soon, CM Punk just interferes, and the crowd goes wild for him. He gets a real good face reaction. You know, it was obvious this was going to happen because, you know, in his hometown. But anyway, we have CM Punk in his hometown. He interrupts Sheamus. And then, basically, he just says about he should, people understand him because he's in his own hometown. And basically, he also mentioned about how Lawler attacked CM Punk, and then Lawler got what he deserved. And then he says about, he just says about that. And you have Sheamus, who says about The Rock and says at least he could actually go into the ring and face me like a man. And then you got CM Punk. He's like, no, he doesn't really want to do that. And you got AJ Lee comes down and then announces that CM Punk. Well, first of all, for our main event will be John Cena taking on Alberto Del Rio, and we'll also be having CM Punk versus Sheamus, champion versus champion, which was quite interesting. So that pretty much ended the opening segment. So after that we come to our first match. Something which we saw on the main event of SmackDown, which was Randy Orton versus Dolph Ziggler. Now this match, it probably was better than last week, you know, last week on SmackDown. Probably because of the result, but anyway. This match went on about 12 minutes. The ending of it was basically Ziggler gets a roll-up pin, pulling at the tights of Randy Orton, gets the win. At least he got the win. I know it was a bit dirty, but at least he got the win. I'd have preferred him, you know, doing his finisher, the zigzag, on Randy Orton and then getting the victory, you know, making him look strong, his finisher looking strong, rather than being a little bit cheap and getting the roll-up. But at least he got a one-up on them, so they're 1-1. So maybe at Night of Champions they're going to have, they'll have the rematch. You know, Ziggler needs to win that, okay? If they make Randy Orton do that, who books that? Who booked that? What is the point? Then after that we have Miz comes down straight away, and what happens? He joins commentary. So at least we got two people, Michael Cole and The Miz, which was interesting. Now I want to talk about the anger management classes, as we got 3 segments tonight. Basically like last week as well. You know, these are pretty much the highlight of the whole show, really, except from the ending, which I'll get down to later on in the review. So our first segment, we have the anger management collage. Your Daniel Bryan brings up his collage, basically just written on it, no, yes, no, yes. And then we see Kane's, it's just blank, it's just a piece of paper. Then he throws it in the bin, then it just goes into flames, and it was nice to see, though, that they're still angry, obviously. That ends that segment, and we come to our next anger management segment, which is the truth test. Truth Test, I said. Truth Test. We have, where they have to fall in each other's arms. You know, you have one person standing here, you have the other person over here, and then they come into their arms. Basically, Daniel Bryan falls into Kane's arms. So, you know, there's a little bit of a trust there. It shows they have a bit of trust. Then you have the, I forgot his name, the other guy, Harold. He actually does it, and CM Punk, Daniel Bryan and Kane have to catch him, but they don't actually catch him. And it kind of, they actually said about, you know, they didn't want to catch him, and it kind of teased that they're actually friends, you know, maybe a tag team, something like that, you know, they'll be working together, something like that. So after that segment, we come to our other segment, and this is the final segment, and basically, this is the end of the anger management class, and you got the guy taking the class. He's saying, you know, I'm especially proud with Daniel Bryan and Kane, and you got Kane and Bryan. They're basically arguing who can win the match, and then you got the guy who takes the class. He just goes crazy. And we find out he needs anger management too, which is really it bring out the humour side out of this. These segments just bring out the humour side of the show. Really entertaining, really funny. So they got my vote. After that, we have Sin Cara, Rey Mysterio versus Cody Rhodes and Tensai. Now, it does look like they're teasing for a Mysterio and Sin Cara tag team. You know, it looks like Rey Mysterio is going to be mentoring Sin Cara on the long run. I know there's a lot of people out there, you know, giving up rumours that at WrestleMania 29 there'll be a Sin Cara versus Rey Mysterio match. It would be really good. It'd be, you know, really will draw. People will really be will really pay to see that match. We'll talk about this match. Oh, I don't understand why Tensai was in there in that match. It was just, yeah, just put Tensai in there because Cody Rhodes, you know, he's not got any friends. But then I was thinking to myself, whoa, didn't, like last week on SmackDown, Sandow and Cody Rhodes, it was 2 weeks ago actually, they was like, oh, I finally found someone I can relate to and speak to, you know. I don't know. They should have tag team. I don't see why Tensai was in that. But the match itself, we have basically Rey Mysterio and Sakara working together, and then they get the win, and they actually pin Cody Rhodes. I don't see why they could have pinned Tensai because they're feuding with Cody Rhodes. I don't know what this is doing. Okay, not me myself. I'm a Cody Rhodes fan. I want Cody Rhodes to get the push. You know, go for the world title. That's my opinion. But it does look like they're teasing with this Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara tag team, I don't know, possibility. So after that, we have what is meant to be Sheamus versus CM Punk. CM Punk comes down and says, it's Labour Day, you know. There's a lot of people out there taking a day off from work. Me, myself, I'm going to do the same. So, you know, he actually just walks out, and the crowd, you know, in Chicago, they actually gave him a bit of a boo, you know, a heel reaction, which was nice to see. He goes out, and then in backstage you see AJ saying, you can't go, and then CM Punk just leaves in the car. We'll get back to the car later on in the show. But we have Matt Striker actually comes to AJ, says, what's happening, AJ? What's happening with tonight's show? Who's Sheamus' opponent? And she says, I'll find him an opponent. Tell him to stay there. So we go back to the ring, and we find out that the person who he will be facing is Jack Swagger. Now at this point, it just comes into realisation about how much the WWE roster is lacking their star power. You put Jack Swagger in there, no one believes in him anymore. No one believes in him anymore, you know. And you got the fans chanting, boring. I can't blame them because you see Sheamus gets the win. And I also want to mention Del Rio was actually in on commentary as well, hardly, but he was just sitting out there. Then after the match, you have Alberto Del Rio comes in, attacks Sheamus. You got Sheamus getting the upper hand. Then you got Ricardo Rodriguez coming in, and it's just all the numbers game. It just makes Del Rio look crap. It really does. It looks like, oh, Del Rio needs Ricardo to win, you know, to get the upper hand. And then what happens is Sheamus gets one up on them. You got Sheamus about to do the bro kick on Del Rio. Then you got Ricardo moves him out of the way. He receives the bro kick, and then he's out for the rest of the night. You got Del Rio there. He's just whining. Oh, And then that ends the segment. It was okay, but it just, with the Jack Swagger thing, that annoyed me a little. And also, Ricardo Rodriguez always has to help out Del Rio. Now, actually, what happens at backstage with Jack Swagger is he goes backstage, and like actually says to AJ, "I gotta leave temporarily. I've gotta leave for a bit because this is not me." And it does feel like they're gonna. I know they don't even put him on TV hardly. It looks like they may take him off completely. He comes back with a return, and they repackage him somewhat a legit contender, an opponent, something like that. Something to make us fans believe in him. I don't believe him at the minute, but maybe they could do that. I doubt it, but I don't know what they're going to do with him. So we then come to a Divas match, which features Kaitlyn taking on Eve, and we also have Layla joining commentary. This match, it didn't really do anything for me, because all you heard was Layla and The Miz, now just arguing, meh. You need a reality check. You know, I like Layla, but this didn't do anything for me, really. You're trying to concentrate on the match, but then you just hear them knackering on. It just didn't do anything. I mean, Michael Cole actually tried to, make them talk about the match, talk about Kaitlyn, try and make her look strong going into Night of Champions. And something what they failed to do was let Kaitlyn get the win over Eve. Eve gets the win, so, well, I don't know what they're trying to do with that, because then you got Eve shaking everyone's hand and trying to look the good sportsmanship she is, but this just didn't do anything for me. You just got them two knackering. It was just throughout the whole match. I'm trying to get into the match, trying to get behind the Divas. It just didn't do anything for me. I just really did not like this. After that, we have Jinder Mahal versus Ryback, and I'm just trying to think. Well, they've been having a feud, and now looks like they've just had the blow off. So they've let it off for several few weeks, and then they've come to the final blowout. Ryback also gets gets the win, and I also want to mention that he got a really good reaction by the Chicago fans. I'm a big Chicago. I love the Chicago fans, I really do, and they gave Ryback really believed in him in this match. You got all the feed me more chants, but they really got behind him. It was really good to see. It's the biggest reaction he's got, definitely. There's a lot for his character as well. So after that, we also later on learn in backstage segment, we have AJ basically announces that Cena versus Del Rio is going to be a Falls Count Anywhere match, hyping up the main event. Good to see that we're adding that stipulation, not being one boring one-on-one match we've seen plenty times before. So after that, now this we come to this segment with Kane and Daniel Bryan. We learn that there's a poll, and fans have to vote whether they want a one-on-one match, them teaming up, or for them to hug it out. That's right, hug it out. And 55%, I believe, wanted them to hug it out. So you're telling me you would rather see wrestlers hugging it out rather than doing what they can do best and give us a good match, some good entertainment, and give us a match. A wrestling match, not hugging out. I just don't get it. So you'd rather watch them hugging it out than giving us a wrestling match, what they're supposed to do. Oh my god, it annoyed me, this really annoyed me. So, yeah, they hugged it out. This just rubbish, absolute rubbish. You have all these segments, they're teasing their tag team, they're kind of friends in a way, and then last week as well, and this week, they gave us these segments, really entertainment, people loved it, and then you give us this crap. I mean, seriously, you get them to hug it out. Why not give them a tag team match, team up together, make themselves relevant, than rather than hugging it out. See, it just annoys me the fact that people want to, rather see them hugging than seeing a wrestling match. Anyway, we get to it, they hug, and then, I'm not even going to talk about how long it took them. Jesus Christ. They hug, and then basically what happens is they start hitting each other, and then you've got them pretty much brawling it out. You've got Kane, who does the chokeslam on Daniel Bryan, puts a chair around Daniel Bryan's throat. Kane goes to the top rope, then you've got Daniel Bryan gets a chair, whacks Kane, and he flees. And that ends the segment. Thank God. Yep, thank God. So after that we have Santino Marella versus Antonio Cesaro, and this is for the United States Championship. Now I'm just thinking, why wasn't this at Night of Champions? I don't know. And this match did not really do anything, to be honest. Antonio Cesaro retained his championship, thank God. This match, it just felt really rushed. You know, there was no actually hype to this as well. You know, it wasn't announced. You know, this is a championship match. They should make it relevant and actually put some build to it, but they didn't. It just fell flat and was very, very rushed. Hopefully this ends their stupid feud. Santino's out that stupid title picture. And we see Antonio Cesaro, at Night of Champions, you know, facing a legit contender. Someone who we can kind of relate to. Not some stupid guy with some what is it? A puppet snake. You know, I mean, that doesn't hurt. I just don't like I can't even say his name. The Cobra just annoys me so much. Santino Marella. Hopefully that's it. Hopefully he's out of that title picture now. So we then come to Zack Ryder versus Heath Slater, because they've been having a Twitter war lately. I'm not sure what about, because I don't really follow much of the social media stuff. I'm not a big fan of myself, but maybe I should. I mean, I do look at all the news and stuff, but I don't really get involved with all the superstars putting out all their touts. He said twouts. Touts and all that tweets. I don't like it myself. Now I'm just wondering, why did they showcase these guys instead of someone like an Alex Riley? You know, they didn't even have Damien Sandow on the show. Why, I do not know. Take these guys off. Okay, they're not really that talented. You know, Zack Ryder's only liked because of his stupid, I won't say stupid, but his YouTube sensation. I just don't understand why you can't showcase these guys instead. This match, I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, we get Zack Ryder, who gets the win. Does nothing really. Doesn't do anything in the future. Obviously, this match doesn't do anything in the future. But we get Vicky Guerrero, who just comes in. She just walks in and just all Zack Ryder and just Heath Slater just leave. You know what this does? It just makes Vicky Guerrero just more stronger than the wrestlers. I mean, seriously, you're making some woman who's a manager of Dolph Ziggler and does absolutely nothing to him more stronger than Zack Ryder and Heath Slater. Okay, they're not the best wrestlers, but they're wrestlers. You're making her look stronger than them. Jesus Christ. Basically, she just comes out and just protests because she wants AJ to apologise. So then you come to a break, she's still sitting on her chair. I think she just pretends to chair as AJ, and it's just stupid this was. Then you got AJ who finally comes out. She apologises twice. And then you got Vicky Guerrero who slaps her twice. And I'm just thinking, why is she slapping her for, you know? If an employee slapped their boss, don't you think they'd fire her? Or fire them, or him, or her? Don't you think there'd be security to break her up and take her away? I'm just saying, because this just didn't feel realistic to me. She slaps her twice, Vicky then leaves laughing, and then you got AJ just screaming and whining, and they're just hitting the chair, and she throws the chair. I'm just thinking, what are they doing to her character? I know she's some, you know, she's a bit of a psychopath, you could say. But I just don't get it. Like, why are they doing this to her? She's the general manager. It does look like she's not going to be the general manager soon, because she said she's talking to the board of directors, and Vicky Guerrero said she's going to take action. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. But I don't know what they're doing with her character. I really don't. So we then come to our main event, finally. Cena versus Del Rio in a Falls Count Anywhere match. You know, I have to say, this match actually was quite good. This was quite a good match. It was quite a good match. You have, we see some good spots. We have, we actually see a side superflex, which on the steel steps and goes onto the announce table. Obviously, Super Cena kicks out of that. I mean, they actually go backstage as well. Well, we'll get to that actually, sorry. You have Del Rio on the mic saying, I'm gonna break your arm, I am, CM, CM Punk, Cena. And you got him putting the cross-arm breaker. Cena counters it, obviously, puts him in the STF. You got Del Rio countering that, hitting him with a microphone. And then we actually get them going backstage, and this is where it gets a little bit interesting. You have John Cena applies the FU, the attitude adjustment, sorry. Damn you, PG. And then you got CM Punk, who actually returns and kicks John Cena in the head, and then actually makes Del Rio win by that. I don't see why CM Punk kicked him. Maybe it should have been a bit more effective. Maybe him getting like a steel pole or something and just whacking John Cena behind the head. Anyway, Del Rio gets the win, which is very good to see. Making Del Rio look a little bit strong, but it also makes CM Punk get the upper hand of the John Cena and CM Punk feud, which is really good to see. And then we get CM Punk applies his GTS on the car. And then this is the interesting part. You have CM Punk who goes back into the car. Obviously, he puts his championship belt out first and goes into the car. And then the car drives past Cena, and then you've got Paul Heyman looking at Cena, and the fans they screamed for this. They really did. This was really interesting to see Paul Heyman. You know, maybe CM Punk's joined alliance with Paul Heyman. Maybe Brock Lesnar. Maybe something to do with that. You know, maybe it's teasing for a stupid tag team match where Triple H and CM Punk will be against Brock Lesnar and CM Punk, and then Triple H and John Cena get over them. God, if that was to happen, I'd rage. I'd riot. If they was to do that. But it does look like he's joined alliance with Paul Heyman. Really, really interesting. This is really interesting. We also know that Paul Heyman, you know, he actually picked up on CM Punk and made him join ECW. You know, CM Punk loves, well, I don't say love, but he likes Paul Heyman a lot. But yeah, it's really interesting. Really interesting to see what's going to happen on next week's Raw. Maybe there'll be a interaction with Paul Heyman at Night of Champions, you know, alongside with CM Punk. I don't know. Only time will tell that, guys. But that has been your Raw review. That's right. It's the end now. It's been your 3-hour Raw edition review. Anyway, again, please subscribe up above, like this video, and also share your thoughts down below. Also, remember I gave a shout out to the Anything Goes show, WWE. Give them a subscribe. You know, they do some really good videos, some good in-depth analysis. So please subscribe to them. Until next time, guys. See ya.